Welcome back, focused learners. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today for another explainer. If you love, dissecting meaning, if you really enjoy pulling apart the complex layers of human emotion, resilience, and mystery, well, you are exactly in the right place. Today, we're exploring a truly vivid, kind of mysterious poetic excerpt by Dr. Nadia Helmy. It's a stunning piece of writing that packs a massive psychological punch into just a few short stanzas. We're going to break down this intricate text step by step, using our slides to visualize the profound journey the speaker takes us on. Okay, let's dive right into this. Right out of the gate, since I met him, questions have swirled in my mind. Dr. Helmy doesn't even try to warm us up. She just drops us right into the deep end of the speaker's consciousness. Instantly, we're hooked by this swirling mystery and a really palpable sense of tension. Like, who is this person she met? What are these questions? The text immediately establishes this state of internal turbulence that basically sets the stage for everything that follows. It's an absolute masterclass in grabbing the reader's attention from the very first syllable. Section 1. The Shroud of Mystery, Navigating the Public's Questions. So we can view the speaker's experience in this text as a sort of micro-hero's journey, starting with this really immediate us versus them dynamic. On one side, we see the public state. They are perplexed, badgering her with questions, and they're absolutely certain that there's a grand secret that needs to be revealed. On the flip side, we have the speaker state. She's evasive, resolute, and cautious. Actually, the text explicitly says she paid no heed to the people. It's such a stark, incredible contrast between the demanding, speculative masses who feel entitled to her truth and the highly guarded, uncompromising posture of our speaker who absolutely refuses to give it to them. Now the text notes that the public is certain this secret must be revealed without fear. Just think about the sheer weight of that external pressure for a second. The crowd is basically demanding that she surrender her inner life to them, but she firmly ignores this whole shebang. She doesn't owe them her secrets, right? Her resolution to keep her boundaries totally intact in the face of this overwhelming public demand is our first real glimpse at her profound inner strength. Section 2. Aiming with the leader, the catalyst for action. Now, what's really interesting here is that every hero's journey needs an inciting incident and a mentor figure to, propel the protagonist forward. In Dr. Helmy's excerpt, the speaker doesn't face this turbulent crowd entirely alone. Notice the introduction of this powerful character. Behind me, a leader who would defend me decisively. This commander acts as the ultimate protector. In a world where literally everyone else is trying to tear down her walls with their questions, this leader stands behind her, offering decisive defense. This figure is the catalyst for her journey, shifting her from a passive state of evading questions right into a state of focused action. And this builds into an incredible sequence of kinetic imagery. It transforms from a metaphorical initiation into a literal, step-by-step action sequence. Step 1, they go hand in hand to the shooting club. Step 2, the leader holds her hands on the trigger. Step 3, aim. It is such a deliberate grounding progression. The swirling, chaotic questions of the public are suddenly replaced by the cold, hard focus of aiming at a target. She's being taught how to harness her power, how to focus her energy, and essentially, how to strike back at the chaos. Section 3, Facing the Public Uproar, the Echo Chamber of Scrutiny. Well, as you might guess, when you step into your power, the world tends to get loud, and this bold alliance immediately triggers an uproar. The public's intense, badgering curiosity just escalates. They actually follow her to the club. They relentlessly interrogate the club's guards with this highly specific question. How many times did she hit the target? They're desperate for metrics. They want to quantify her success or her failure. It's a fascinating look at human nature. When people don't understand your secret, they try to measure your performance instead. The text tells us that the guards are in an absolute uproar over her, yet they give her time to answer. Interestingly, the speaker doesn't blame the guards for their suspicions. Why? Well, because her affair, her connection to this decisive commander, is common knowledge. She's highly self-aware, she totally understands that her actions are provocative, and that public scrutiny is just the inevitable tax she has to pay for aligning herself with such a powerful force. Which brings us to a really fascinating internal conflict. The public is watching closely, actively hoping the speaker might appear lenient or soft. They want her to break. But internally, the speaker admits that despite herself, she's actually apprehensive. I mean, she isn't a robot. She feels the immense pressure of all these eyes on her. But the crucial point here is that she never shows them that leniency. No way. She refuses to give them the satisfaction of seeing her falter, maintaining her steel exterior even when she feels that internal anxiety. Section 4, Resilience, Battles and Triumph. Surviving the scrutiny. Okay, so we now hit the true climax of Dr. Helmy's text, seeing exactly how the speaker survives and thrives. Here are the specific survival mechanisms we can pull directly from the text. The public's expectations of leniency are thoroughly dashed because of her relentless actions. She's always traveling, she's disappearing for long months at a time, and sometimes she returns without a deal, surrendered. This isn't some fairy tale where every action yields a perfect victory. She faces grueling realities, isolation, and moments of apparent surrender, which thoroughly confounds the public's neat little expectations of who they think she should be. And this brilliantly illustrates her ultimate mindset. I enter battles and emerge triumphant. I rejoice even if I take a single step. What an incredibly empowering line. Her definition of triumph isn't always a massive, sweeping victory. She actually has the wisdom to find triumph in micro-progressions. In a world that's demanding massive revelations and perfect target practice, she finds immense joy and victory in merely taking a single step forward. Honestly, that is the core of her psychological resilience. To survive all this, she employs a truly crucial metaphor. I bow my head to the winds so that I may return safely. Bowing her head isn't an act of cowardice. It's a calculated, resilient act of yielding to powerful, overwhelming forces, like the wind or that public uproar we talked about, specifically so she can return safely. It's tactical survival. A tree that doesn't bend in the hurricane will just snap, right? She knows when to stand firm, and she knows exactly when to bow her head to outlast the storm. She wraps up her journey with this fierce, completely unapologetic self-assessment. I don't blame myself for my impulsiveness, as long as I walk quickly. She deeply accepts her own nature. She might be impulsive, she might be flawed, but she forgives herself entirely, as long as that impulsiveness propels her forward. Forward momentum is her ultimate metric for success, far superseding whatever the public thinks of her. Which brings us to our final thought for today's explainer. Dr. Helmy's poetic journey isn't just about a speaker and a commander. It's honestly a blueprint for navigating life's pressures. So, I want to leave you with a question directly derived from the themes we've just unpacked on these slides. In your own battles, when must you stand resolute against the swirling questions of others? And when must you strategically bow to the winds just so you can return safely to fight another day? Think about that as you go through your week. Thank you so much for joining me to unpack this fascinating text. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.